Well, over the last few hours, it's been relatively quiet because early on, about 10 hours ago, the people were coming through Wimby ambulances, and we've got inside here 60 people with bullet wounds. 20 of those 60 people are in a serious condition. Now, in terms of just the distressing scenes, one couple came out distraught, in tears, and a young man came out 17 years of age and said that he'd lost a loved one and she had died in his arms. One father came out and said, my daughter, I'm so relieved, she just has very slight injuries. Now, the head of the emergency service here, Philippe Jouvin, has said that his experience in Afghanistan does not even compare to what we're seeing in Paris, where we've got 5 hospitals serving as trauma centers to deal with these shooting incidents in 6-7 locations around the city. And he says that it is something that he's never seen, and it is extremely difficult to handle. One of the comments from him as well is that there will be, in the long term, for those people here now, who some have been leaving. We saw one young woman leave with just a neck brace. Those people who are slightly injured, they of course will then have to have psychological and trauma care, as that would be obvious. But part of the medical services now in Paris are really a plan blanc, a white plan, which is a whole extreme terror alert system for the medical services, which includes psychological help and special units to help people with the trauma. Obviously, here in this hospital now, really the urgency actually is that they've actually asked people to come specifically to this Georges Pompidou to make blood donations. There's an open door policy for people around Paris to come to this hospital to make blood donations.
All right, Nick, as you were just mentioning there, obviously a lot of the medical staff are under strain this Saturday, as a lot of people have been brought into the location where you are, among others. But would you say that hospital staff are coping at this stage, or is it simply too much?
Well, I've been here now for 5 hours, and I can say that the hospital staff here are stern and resilient and determined. There was actually a strike movement across Paris for doctors on Friday. That was suspended immediately. People who were off duty came in here without being asked. People who had worked formerly for the Georges Pompidou Hospital came in. There is very much a sense of unity and determination, and I have rarely seen such a stern resilience. There is distressing scenes here, but also a determination to deliver the best medical care. One of the most striking comments over the last few hours was Patrick Pelou, who is a former writer for the Charlie Hebdo magazine, who also works as an emergency services carer, as a doctor, and he said it has been real hell during the night, but we are doing everything we can to save lives. So really extraordinary events here at the Hospital Georges Pompidou, Marcus.
How has the communication been working, Nick, at the Pompidou Hospital? And do you have any more details of when we can get updates on the victims and on the injured, who are, some of them at least, still fighting for their lives?
Well, at the moment here at the Georges Pompidou Centre, in terms of the plan blanc, the white plan I mentioned, there is a coordination system for them to actually coordinate between the 5 hospitals which are being called trauma centres. In terms of communicating with the press and with the outside world, at the moment it's very much a clampdown. They're not speaking, they're not giving statistics. I understand that there are 60 people inside, but at the moment the full details about that are not being given, and that's a deliberate policy from them.
All right, Nicholas Rushworth there at the Pompidou Hospital in Paris. Thank you very much for now. I'm sure we'll cross back to you as you get more details there at that hospital.